Sheriff's Office asking for the public's help after human remains have been discovered in Salton City. They were discovered last month. Deputies responded to a report of suspicious circumstances. December 21st, they discovered what was later confirmed to be a human leg. A ground and aerial search found no additional remains, and the victim has not been identified at this time. So investigators are urging anyone with information or knowledge of a missing person to contact authorities. We have an exciting local alert for you this morning, an announcement from the Coachella Valley Firebirds. They say forward Oscar Fisker Molgaard, number 78, has been assigned to Team Denmark's roster for the 2026 Winter Olympics this February in Italy. The 20-year-old Denmark native has additionally played for the Seattle Kraken and the Firebirds before coming to the Coachella Valley. Fisker Molgaard played over 100 games for the Swedish Hockey League. Tonight, the Firebirds are in action. They're playing the Henderson Silver Knights. Our Tim O'Brien will be live with all of the excitement. Cathedral City will appoint a new District 3 representative this afternoon at a special session council meeting. They're selecting from a pool of over 10 candidates. That opening follows the death of Councilmember Mark Carnevale in November. After weighing their options, the council voted to fill the seat through appointment rather than through a special election. You can find the full list of candidates by visiting our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. Council members will hear from each candidate and take public comment before making their decision. That special meeting starts at 3 o'clock. It's at the study session room at City Hall, and all of their meetings can be viewed online as well. You can go to the Cathedral City YouTube page to watch the selection of the District 3 representative this afternoon. We have a heads up from the Cathedral City Police Department. There will be police presence in the city this week. It's part of a training program. They'll be in the area of James Workman Middle School later in the week. Training will happen from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is actually happening today and on Thursday around 30th Avenue, according to the Cathedral City Police Department. They're advising residents to be aware of a large police presence within the area during the training throughout the week. And then tomorrow, the Palm Springs Public Arts Commission is set to consider relocating the statue of former Mayor Frank Bogart from City Storage to the Village Green in the downtown area. Now, it was removed from City Hall more than 3 years ago after heavy debate over the late mayor's legacy. Supporters remembering him as a champion of the city who shaped modern Palm Springs. Critics accusing him of being involved in the Section 14 evictions that took place during his time as mayor of Palm Springs. Back when the statue was removed from City Hall in 2022, city officials committed to the statue's relocation rather than permanent removal. The Public Arts Commission meeting set for Thursday night at 5:30 at City Hall, where they will vote on the issue. We have a live look outside for you this morning. This is our Agua Caliente casino camera, downtown Palm Springs. Some dark clouds out there, Jerry. I am ready for a little bit of sunshine, I think.
Yeah, I was on the cool side with the overcast conditions earlier this morning. We'll thin out with the clouds a little later on today, but the winds will be the big issue over the next 2 days. 60 degrees right now. Winds at the moment calm and 64% relative humidity. 51 degrees at Yucca Valley and Joshua Tree. 56, 29 Palms. In the Coachella Valley, lots of low to middle 60s at this hour under cloudy conditions, and mid 50s at Banning, Beaumont, and Cabazon. Winds, watching that right now, not going to be an issue under 10 miles an hour, but it's late tonight when the winds will begin to pick up out of the west. Radar with that system moving through Southern California, not showing much in the way of rain. A couple smattering of showers offshore and sprinkles early this morning over the Coachella Valley. Well, that low pressure center will begin to move out of the area, will begin to clear out late tonight through tomorrow, and the winds will begin to pick up with that system moving through Southern California. So upper 60s, lower 70s today, typical stuff there. But keep in mind, we have a high wind watch in effect for the San Gorgonio Pass into the Inland Empire, and mountains also wind advisory. They both take effect late tonight and run through most of tomorrow. Dew points in the 40s, high temps in the upper 60s, lower 70s, including 68 degrees in Palm Springs today with partly cloudy skies, 70 Indio, 66. Desert Hot Springs Comfort Air 3-day. The winds will be at their strongest late tonight through Thursday and possibly lingering into Friday morning. And by that time, we'll have a Santa Ana wind flow into Southern California. But you can see 60s for highs for most of us over the next 3 days. But warmer weather on the way. I'll explain. Full forecast just minutes away. Olivia.
All right, our thanks to to Jerry for that. We have a heads up if you're traveling through Indio today. Crews are doing road work. They're on Monroe Street. The work will continue to take place all week from 7 to 5 with no weekend construction planned. The project runs from Avenue 48 to Avenue 52 and it will be completed in sections. The city expects the full project to be wrapped up by the end of Thursday of next week, so that's January 15th. So plan to use alternate routes if needed. New power substations will soon be created under a new partnership between the City of Indio and the Imperial Irrigation District, creating Indio Electric Financing Authority. The two began working together in 2023 to meet increasing power demands across the city. The authority helps fund key equipment like transformers, while IID handles the design, construction, and long-term maintenance of the projects. The projects include new substations at Avenue 40 and Northgate, along with expansions at the Avenue 42 and Carry-On substations. Now, this is funded through a surcharge on IID electric bills within the City of Indio. For the average household, that's about $11.40 a month that you'll see increased.
We have this capacity here as a resident to provide for me and my family, but also for job growth and opportunity, for a real vibrancy that Indio is already starting, that momentum is starting to roll. This electrical capacity is critical for that momentum to continue, and as a resident, I want that to happen. I want job opportunities for my neighbors, for my family, for all of us to be here in a way where we feel confident in the systems and the infrastructure that we have. Development is always looking for those strong infrastructure, and this is a perfect example of that with this substation here on Avenue 42.
So again, that surcharge will appear on IID electric bills. Anyone with questions within the City of Indio can reach out to IID for further details. Well, there's some fun events happening in the Coachella Valley that are taking place today. The Rancho Mirage Library and Observatory will be celebrating its 30th birthday all day long. The celebration includes games and music, a special noontime star tour when the observatory turns into a planetarium. Kids and family activities include morning story time, a piano concert at night. Stargazing expert astronomers will also be on site after 8 o'clock to celebrate the 30th birthday. And the 37th annual Palm Springs Film Festival continues on today as well. Scheduled for this afternoon is the International Feature Film Panel. It starts at 1:45 at the Annenberg Theater, which is part of the Palm Springs Art Museum. There will be 2 panels of international directors in total, both hosted by The Hollywood Reporter. The event is free. Tickets are still required to attend, so you can go to the festival's website to secure your tickets now. Locals here in the Coachella Valley are continuing to react to United States actions in Venezuela from last Saturday. NBC Palm Springs' Alondra Campos spoke with one Coachella Valley couple who used to call Venezuela home.
Dictador, asesino.
Dictator, assassin, and perpetrator of human rights.
Those are the words Venezuelan and Coachella Valley resident Jose Perez chose to describe Nicolás Maduro, the longtime Venezuelan president accused of narco-terrorism and captured in a U.S. Special Forces operation. For Jose Perez and his wife, Marina Miranda, who chose to remain anonymous for their safety, the headlines were hard to believe.
La detención de Nicolás Maduro es el comienzo de la libertad.
Maduro's detainment is something Venezuelans have anticipated for so long, and to finally see it happen brings me relief. However, the pain of the tragedies my family and I lived through still lingers in my heart every day. Nicolás Maduro has long been accused by the U.S. and international community of human rights abuses, undermining democratic elections, and presiding over an economic collapse that drove more than 8 million Venezuelans, like Jose Perez and Marina Miranda, to flee the country, creating the world's largest displacement crisis. Although he is a business owner now, Jose tells us he was an engineer in Venezuela for the petroleum industry, once the backbone of the nation's economy, but was let go for his political views.
Yo trabajaba para la industria petrolera.
2 of my colleagues and I refused to vote for Maduro and were fired for that. Other petroleum companies refused to hire us, and we were out of a job for months.
For years, they worried about food shortages, political repression, and whether their relatives would be safe from the government they escaped. This week, their fears eased after reports that Maduro and his wife were detained on 4 criminal counts and made their first U.S. court appearance. Still, the couple says the corruption they lived in Venezuela is not over yet.
Although they have captured Maduro, the regime still has power over weaponry, the armed forces, and the courts in Venezuela. So we can only hope that Maduro's detainment serves as an opportunity to free every Venezuelan from corruption.
For NBC Palm Springs, I'm Alondra Campos.
And following the U.S. operation over the weekend, President Donald Trump saying that Venezuela is set to turn over millions of barrels of oil to the United States. That's according to a Truth Social post the president made just last night. A spokesperson for the Department of Energy tells NBC News officials will meet with several U.S. oil companies at the Goldman Sachs Energy Conference in Miami today to discuss this issue further. Still ahead on your midday news, today marks 1 year since the devastating Los Angeles fires. We'll share how locals are still recovering in that area. And we have another live look outside for you. Our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera, heavy cloud coverage again in the Coachella Valley. When will we finally warm up again? Jerry Steffen's tracking all of that in your 7-day forecast in just a little bit, so stay with us for that.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea.
And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging lithium.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 11.
Welcome back. Today marks the first anniversary of the devastating fires in Los Angeles County. The Palisades and Eaton fires burned more than 37,000 acres and killed 31 people. Homes, schools, businesses, all destroyed. A year later, people in these communities are holding a number of events to honor the victims, including candlelight vigils and a flag ceremony. Events are also being held to help provide financial support for rebuilding efforts. In Pacific Palisades, some residents there holding a demonstration called They Let Us Burn. Organizers say they want state lawmakers to be held accountable for not only what led to the deadly fires, but what's happened in the aftermath.
But rebuilding is about more than just buildings. It's also about supporting a community that went through something unimaginable. That meant creating moments of joy and normalcy when people needed them most.
The Eaton fire in the Altadena area claimed 19 lives. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is expected to keep a low public profile today, 1 year after receiving widespread criticism when, amid forecasts of fierce Santa Ana winds, she was at a presidential delegation in Ghana. Bass, however, has issued a statement saying she would mark the anniversary at several private vigils. Warner Brothers Discovery's board of directors has once again recommended to its shareholders that they reject a, quote, hostile takeover offer from Paramount Studios. The board concluded that the Paramount bid is inferior to a previously announced deal with Netflix to buy Warner Brothers. Discovery's studio and streaming business is all included in this for $72 billion. The board made their recommendation despite the guarantee of backing for the Paramount Skydance offer by billionaire Larry Ellison, which was a point of contention in Paramount's initial bid to buy Warner Brothers. Netflix is again in the lead to acquire the valuable company along with all of its coveted assets. We have another live look outside for you this morning. Our Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage, where from this angle we are able to see a little bit of the sky poking through the heavy clouds around the Coachella Valley. Jerry Steffens tracking chance of moisture and your 7-day forecast right after the break, so stay with us.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Checking the Walter Clark cam here. Yeah, overcast conditions over the valley, but you know what? This is going to thin out late today, and especially tomorrow we'll get some sunshine back into Southern California. Yesterday, below normal numbers, slightly. 66 the high in Palm Springs, 70. That's typical this time of year for the city, and we're going to be below that by a couple notches in some areas today. Lots of low to middle 60s in the Coachella Valley under clouds, and winds, which will be an issue, is not right now. A lot of single digits around the Coachella Valley. It'll be an onshore flow. We have clouds, but really not much rain. I had a few sprinkles on my windshield earlier today around the Coachella Valley. But yeah, a little bit of rain in northwest Mexico and Southern California, but we're not talking a whole heck of a lot. Here's a look at the clouds over the Coachella Valley. That's all moving its way down to the south and east right now, so we will begin to thin out later today. And like I said, tomorrow some sunshine returns. Clouds, compliments of this low pressure center we've been tracking over the past couple of days. It's going to make its way to the northeast over the next 24 hours, but right now it'll help kick up the winds, 68 to 72 a range of highs with thinning clouds later today. So we're beginning with an onshore flow tomorrow, which we have right now, and that'll be a little gusty, and then it switches to an Santa Ana flow. That'll be on the back end of this low pressure center, and those will be gusty as well. Then the winds back off Friday afternoon into Friday evening. 68 degrees today in Palm Springs for a high, some 70s possible too. Indio and Palm Desert at that number. Overnight lows upper 40s, lower 50s under some clouds tonight. But with the winds, we do have a wind advisory in effect for the Coachella Valley. That begins tonight, runs through most of tomorrow. High wind watch for the San Gorgonio Pass into parts of the Inland Empire. Now, winds will be out of the west later today through tomorrow, and some of the gustiest winds will be along and north of I-10 and parts of the high desert. Then we get that wind shift. That'll happen Thursday evening into Friday morning, and some of those winds will be very strong, especially downslope winds, which will dry us out, but along the foothills of the Little San Bernardino Mountains along and north of I-10, getting some of those strong winds. So back to the winds here. Not so bad today. They do pick pick up late tonight, but the strongest winds on Thursday will be around the San Gorgonio Pass and the high desert. On Friday morning, it'll be Santa Ana wind flow, which will really affect Desert Hot Springs. That backs off late Friday into Saturday. Surface moisture, it'll affect that too. With that Santa Ana wind flow, the moisture levels drop like a rock. Friday, we're looking at teens for relative humidity, somewhat dry on Saturday. Okay, Wednesday, that's a week from today, January 14th. We have high pressure center moving over the area and the numbers move up. We haven't seen 80s in a while, but that could happen, like I said, Wednesday and Thursday of next week. 80 degrees Wednesday, Palm Springs. Comfort Air 70 forecast, around 70 for high today. I think the sprinkles are over with, at least it'll clear out late today. Winds will be an issue, a wind advisory tonight through tomorrow, and Santa Ana winds kick in late Thursday into Friday. 70s begin Sunday, 80s Wednesday of next week.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea.
And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
The Palm Springs International Film Festival is well underway. Our Manny the Movie Guy says the movie Bert is one of his favorite films from the fest. Check it out.
Hey man, how you doing?
Bert Berger.
Sammy Kleiman.
Sammy Kleiman, nice to meet you.
I think you know my mother, Patty Green.
Patty, I remember her.
Yeah.
How's she doing?
Fortunately, she passed away a few months ago.
Hello, Mr. Joe, and a big congrats on Bert. It's funny, sweet, and emotionally fulfilling. I enjoyed it.
Thank you, Manny. I really appreciate that.
I'm really sorry about your mom. We had a great time together.
Bert, there's really no easy way to say this, but the reason I'm here right now is you're my father.
Shot in 7 days for $7,000. I mean, in your own words, it's true independent spirit. But before we begin, describe the film for our viewers in your own words.
Yeah, it's a father-son grounded comedy. As people can see behind you, that's Bert Berger on the right there and Oliver Cooper, who wrote and produced with me on the left, playing his son. That's the fictional part. But I met Bert Berger 15 years ago at a restaurant in Malibu, California. He was playing music on the weekends with his guitar, big smile, optimistic personality. And I just got to know him over the years, and so did Oliver. We kind of fell in love with this guy. And long story shorter, we just were like, we have to make a movie with this guy. The world has to know this guy's music. I mean, you know, he moved to LA in 1977. He never quite had that big career, but now with this movie and him in the movie and him playing music in the movie, and the movie's called Bert, it's like his legacy now. And we shot at his actual house with his actual roommate, Steve, who's a character in the movie, as you know, and Oliver plays his son. Again, that's the fictional part, but we really made it as a love letter to Bert, his music, his life, his world, all of that.
Mike, this is my son.
I didn't know you had a son.
I just found out.
So Bert Berger, the real life Bert, he's not an actor at all whatsoever.
He's not. He did one short film with us before this movie. That's how we actually first worked with him. And he was so good in the short. That's when I really started falling in love with him. Like, God, he's not just a great person, but he's great on screen.
Steve, this is my son, Sammy.
Oh. Hey, how you doing, Sammy?
I don't know you.
And then Steve, his real-life roommate, Steve, who's wonderful in the film, also not an actor whatsoever, but just is incredible on screen, such a character, and them together, like the real-life odd couple, it's like movie magic. It really was.
I was just gonna say, I mean, you have a great ensemble here, but Steven is a star.
Yes, he is. Yeah, the LA Times did a review last month, and it said if Steve doesn't have an agent, he needs to get one.
I want to know this feeling. I want to explore this.
What's going on with the shaky?
Parkinson's disease.
Palm Springs, everyone shows up out here. It's amazing. The art community is amazing here, and the festival's amazing. So we have one more screening on Thursday night at 8:15 p.m. at the festival theaters. I'll be there with our cinematographer, Daniel Kenji Levin. We're going to do a Q&A, the two of us. And then Friday morning on January 9th at 10 a.m. is our final screening at the same theater, and I'll be there as well. So 2 more screenings. You can buy tickets and watch the trailer at BurtTheMovie.com, B-U-R-T, BurtTheMovie.com. Everything's there.
Oh, good luck on that, Joe. I wish you nothing but the best in your filmmaking career. And congrats again on Burt. And everyone must watch the film. One of the best films I've seen in the festival. A true labor of love. So a big, big, big congrats on that again.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate having me on. I appreciate that.
Whoa.
I was close. Looking forward to spending some more time with you tomorrow, kiddo. Me too.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea.
And in the middle of these restoration efforts, before we go, mark your calendars for the Palm Springs Health and Wellness Festival, just in time for the new year to keep you on track with your resolutions. It's coming back to Ruth Hardy Park Saturday, January 24th. A lot of events you can enjoy, from bike rides to marathons. There's also going to be plenty of vendors and workshops happening to show off the latest in nutrition, exercise, and overall wellness. So it looks like you can do a 5K, 10K, 1K fun run. So not exactly
Bottom
a marathon.
line, just keep moving.
Just keep
right?
moving.
Okay.
Yep.
Today we have a wind advisory. It doesn't take effect until late tonight through tomorrow. Includes the Coachella Valley, and winds will be out of the Santa Ana wind flow northeast beginning late Thursday into early Friday. So gusty winds then. 60s for highs, 70s beginning Sunday. Could see an 80-degree high Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
Wow. All right. Put the Christmas sweaters away, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
More news at 5 and 6. We'll see you then.
Warming up.